Yeah. Heck, man. American pickers ain't got nothing on me, man. Hello, resellers, dumpster divers, garbage pickers. Pickers? To me, man, we're just all a bunch of junkies, man. So today, man, I don't know if I've done this 2 or 3 days in a row, but what I'm kind of doing right now is just trying to give you, you know, obviously, man, when we go out on a big, you know, treasure hunt and stuff, if I can take you along, I will. A lot more of them as soon as I got that GoPro on my chest. But there's a lot of them, I've talked about it, I think, in the past, things that, you know, the old timers and stuff that we go up and, you know, go dig through the cabins and stuff like that, they just don't want to be on video. A lot of them don't even know, and I'm not going to, you know, we deal with a lot of people in their, you know, 70s and 80s and stuff like that, and, yeah, I just am, you know, it's taken me a long time to get to where I am, and I'm not going to, you know, make anybody uncomfortable or do anything that's going to, you know, hurt that, because I got a good thing going here, man. So anyway, this stuff actually just came out of a thrift store. We had to run up and take some stuff in, and so there's down the road here a little junk shop, and we always stop in anytime we go by. And that's what, if you're out and about, man, I don't care if you're in the city, in the country, in the middle of nowhere, you know, whether it be, obviously, this time of the year in my area, man, no yard sales. There is estate sales, you know, in the wintertime here and there. Not a ton of them, you know, in my area. Because everything that we go to, you know, is a pretty good distance. So, but anyway, anytime I'm out, like I said, dude, I'm even treasure hunting when I'm walking across my own parking lot or my own field or whatever, or up the mountain, you know, always treasure hunting. So, and that's what you got to get into. And when you run in, you know, like I said, man, our goal is always to, you know, make the money to cover the fuel for whatever we're doing, make the money to cover groceries, make the money to cover dog food and, you know, supplies and whatever, is always to go in and come back with enough. You know, of course, you got to list it and you got to put it on, and then you've got to, you know, wait for it to sell, because it's not everything's going to fly off the shelves and stuff. And then always, like I talked about the last one, I showed a couple of, what did I have of that? Lock and, a roll of plastic for doing windows and stuff like that. You know, I always score fasteners, you know, because I'm working on that, you know, putting up them lodge poles. If you go check out the Idaho Hillbilly. Welcome to all you new subscribers, man. Thanks for coming over and checking us out. But the other thing I do is I'm always picking up the stuff to be able to build my homestead, or, you know, use around here on the homestead or the creek bottom on the cheap. And a couple of things, you know, we're in the process of doing the bathhouse and stuff over here. And like this little switch, you know, I can use it for my heat lamp on my water spigot or whatever, or even a heat tape. But it's I thought it was pretty cool, man. It's got a little, it's just a little plug-in. Then it turns the dang plug-in to, you know, with an on and off switch. So I thought that was kind of cool. And then I always pick up, man, this one's just kind of a, what do they call this one? Plumb shop, high pressure hose. Home plumbing repairs are easy with do-it-yourself, you know, and it's just got an elbow, you know, it's kind of like a washer hose. So, I mean, from there, for my water heater or whatever, but you pick this stuff up, man, I paid $2. You know, and then some of that stuff you actually want to check out. You know, we always look up stuff on eBay, man, because you just never know, too, so. And these two little things, man, I have no clue. They're almost kind of like roughed up, man. At first, man, I'm looking at these things and I'm like, dude, are these a music thing? Did they go this way? Man, I have no clue. Miss Kitty actually seen them the last time we were in there. She said she's picked them up 2 or 3 times, and then when I picked them up and was looking at them, I got 2 of them. And I don't know, like I said, if it goes that way, what these are. So if you know what these are, let me know. Just, man, one of the weird and unusual, man, but little wood deals. Then this little, man, and the main reason I got this, if this wouldn't have been embossed, I'd probably, because of the size, probably wouldn't have got it. But it's Buffalo, New York, caution falling snow. And I do sell a lot of signs, but it's an embossed, little embossed sign there. That was pretty dang nifty. This thing, dude, I had to get it. But it's a hat, for a kid. And then it's got the little mittens, or, it's got like a scarf thing with the little mittens. And then it's got little claws and everything on it. I can just see Sissy, and if you watch my last Idaho Hillbilly one, and then the buttons right here too, so buttons around her face. But she was going at me, so I just thought that was dang cute. So see something like that, I'll check out on you always gotta smell it, man. Check it out. Or I'll look it up on eBay to see if it's worth anything, and if not, Sissy will be sporting it. And then something, man, I always pick up. I probably have a dozen different propane heaters, LP heaters around here. I have ones that I got a brand new one in the box that mounts to the wall. I'm gonna actually put in the cook shack once I get the walls all done. But these little buddies, Mr. Heaters, we have one identical to this. I think this is my fourth one. I got one, I think, listed on eBay too. And these little buddies, man, especially for like the van life and the motor homes and man, in there taking it, whatever, man. Or actually out the duck blind. We used to use one real close to this in the duck blind. Actually, it was the one that mounted on the top of the Mr. Heater that mounted on top of the propane tank. I have a couple of those too. But man, when you live like we do, man, you could never have too many propane heaters sitting around. And resell on them it goes back and forth. Obviously, this time of the year it's kind of like snow tires, man. It's this time of the year to sell them. I thought that was pretty cool. And then this, I looked at it, picked it up, and I'm not a huge model guy. I know some models on eBay are just go insane. But this one's a Force One F-16 cockpit, and it goes up like the cockpit. Or it's the whole cockpit, man. It's got the helmet and everything. And, so man, I picked it up at first. Wasn't sure exactly what it was. So then I pulled that, it's an Ertl. And I pulled the top off, and the thing that got me really fast was it was still in the bag. And then in the bag, made in Italy. Sealed, made in Italy. I haven't looked all over it to see if so 1990, that's the year me and Miss Kitty got married, so 1990, man, it's 30 years old. Pretty dang close. It's got that, it's got all the decals or stickers that go with it, it's got the directions, it's got everything in here, so I don't deal in a lot of them, but had to have that one, man. Had to have that one, so I gotta research it. And then, man, of course, just because books don't sell, I had to pick up a few books. This one, the main reason I picked this one up, Miss Kitty had found this one. We always look at the kids' books because we love to read to the kids. It's a little rough, man. It's got the binding to start and separate in the back and stuff. But it's Famous Fairy Tales. But the thing that got us on it was free when you buy one 2-pound can of Folgers. And that's right on the, it's not a sticker, man. That's actually on the thing. So we thought that was kind of nifty. 1971. And then this one, kind of got for myself, but I'll look it up, man. This is for the lore of steel building. And not like a steel building, but like a steel, like a moonshine. Man, and it goes into, I was checking it out in there, man. It's using, recycling, growing, processing. Everything on making fuel to, to moonshine, to running your still, to building your still, just everything, man. I thought that was kind of a cool one to have around. And then this old thing, pretty roughed up, but this I had to grab, man, because Cummins, it's an old Cummins Diesels H&NH series manual. You know what I mean? This is what my manuals look like. But still, man, still complete, usable, and all the pages are intact, so that's good. And then Amy, my friend Amy Riley, I did not find that. I actually took a picture of it and went through all those manuals because she was looking for a manual specific. I cannot remember the car right off the hand, but I had it on my deal. And I do not have one of them, Amy, and I've been meaning to email you for 2 weeks. So I'm sorry about that. But, all right, man, so that is what we got today, man. So, like I said, if you're, first of all, list, man. If you're trying to make a living on whether it be eBay, Etsy, Craigslist, OfferUp, you know, whatever avenue you're trying to do. Even when we had our store, you know, on the other day, yesterday's video, day before's video when I showed that sign, that's actually the sign off our old store because we had Canyon Creek Trading Post. And even in the store, I always tried to put a few things out every day, man. And I'd also shuffle it around and stuff. So like at the flea markets, man, we'd redo tables and stuff every day and just change it around. Well, that's kind of like with the list. You want to always be, you know, putting stuff out there. And I've said it a zillion times is, I don't care what anybody says on all these eBay shows and stuff, man. You want to be active on your account every day. And I have done little tests and stuff to see, man, and I've seen the activity drop when I haven't. You know, the one time we didn't do something for 9 days, and it almost fell through the floor that time. So, man, make sure to get out there and find you some treasures, man, if you're out there treasure hunting. And remember to keep your eye on the skyline and your nose to the wind. And if you are out there treasure hunting, hope you find color at the bottom of your pan. See ya!